On this episode of Delivering Marketing Joy, we talk with Tiffany Tarr about getting more educated and the person in her industry she most admires. Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode, if you will, of Delivering Marketing Joy. I'm your host, Hasseman, and with me today from Distributor Central is Tiffany Tarr. Thank you so much for joining us, Tiffany.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Well, hey, we always like to jump right in because we want to keep this as tight as possible. So
Okay.
I was reading on social media that you just recently completed your CAS.
Yeah,
So congratulations.
thank you.
So why do you think continuing education is so important in our industry or really any industry?
I think it's the best way to keep yourself relevant and keep yourself aware of upcoming trends or changes in the marketplace. PPAI, I personally think, has got a really great pre-recorded set of education that makes it really simple for somebody to actually get their CAS. I don't feel like it took me any additional time, and I felt like it was something that I could do that would set me apart from anybody else in the industry. So I did it not only for myself, but in our business, but so that I can continue to stay on top of any changes or edges that might be out there.
Absolutely, absolutely. So are there any people that you look up to in the business world, and if so, who are they?
There are, and I don't even know if this person knows how much I look up to them, but Paula Schulman from Primeline,
Okay.
about this time last year, she came out with an article that PPAI had written. It was a bunch of women had done this for the Women's Leadership Conference, but it was my biggest mistake. And she wrote this whole letter to her 24-year-old self about how she felt at that point in time and how she didn't need to feel like that because she was already making waves and didn't really know that that's where she was going. It was just, it's something that really changed my perception about women leadership and changed my perception, honestly, about like where I was at in my career.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't even know if she knows who I am. Every time I see her, she just approaches business, in my personal opinion, from a very tough but polished and refined way. And I really respect that.
That's really cool. And that was I remember that series because there were multiples, right? There were
Mm-hmm.
multiple.
There was like 12 of them.
Yeah, they were really good. I agree. Um, it's interesting to me. I mean, obviously you're in the promotional products world, but you in Distributor Central, you kind of are on the tech side of that. So I got to think it's constantly changing. Is that right?
Oh, our business changes all the time. Our business changes all the time.
So what's your? I mean, you've been a part of this for a while now. What's your favorite part of being with Distributor Central, or just in business in general?
My favorite part of being with Distributor Central is probably our leadership team. Jason Noakes, our president, and Dave Schultz, our other vice president, and myself, we just have a really good working relationship. Jason underreacts, I overreact, and then Dave reacts right in the middle. And I say that all the time, but it's totally true. And getting to go to work with people that you respect and that you look up to and that you know are making waves just makes a big difference in how you take on the morning.
Absolutely. Once we talk about it all the time here, when you're excited to come to work, it really does make. Um, Obviously, I think you do better work that way.
And I've been with DC, and I've only been in the industry 8 years too. And I honestly can say I've never woken up and said, "Man, I do not want to go to work today," because it's just the day's never the same. I have the best customers, I have the best management team, and what we do is so cool. I don't know. It's just exciting every single day.
That's cool. I'm glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. And only 8 years, huh? 8 years
Eight
seems like a
years.
little bit of time. All right. So thanks
Yeah, it
so
is.
yeah, thanks so much for being a part of this, Tiffany. But again, I give everybody a chance to ask me one question, and you haven't told me what it is, so I'm a little nervous. So what's your
Okay, I
question?
think this is something that I personally struggle with, so I wanted to see what an expert like yourself has to say. But you write a lot of content, and you write a lot of social media content, and you're always in the forefront of any social trends that are going on, and you're very active. How do you stay relevant when you're out there so much?
Am I relevant?
I think you're relevant.
Okay, well, thank you. I don't really, candidly, I don't really think a lot about staying relevant. I just try to um, each day I kind of get up and try and think of different things that are kind of on my mind and just put something out there so that I heard recently Gary Vaynerchuk, who I listen to a lot,
Hmm.
says that every company should think of themselves as a media company. So, in other words, you sell promotional product, you're a media company that sells promotional products.
Hmm.
And so, from my perspective, I've really taken that to heart. And so, every day I get up and go, okay, if I'm a media company that also sells promotional products and does video production and social media, then what would a media company put out. And so I just try to put out things that I think folks will be interested in, and I try to be consistent about it. So that's me.
That's good advice.
All
That's
right,
good
cool.
advice.
Well, thanks so much, Tiffany. I really appreciate you being a part of delivering marketing joy, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Okay,
Thanks so much.
thanks.